Hi, my name is Honor Janetsky, and I'm a marriage and family therapist and a mother of a toddler with FPIES. Today I'll be sharing from personal experience both as a parent and a therapist. Although there's no one-size-fits-all approach to supporting a child's emotional needs, I'm going to share some general ideas about things we can all do to include our children in their own healing. The best interventions will be the ones that grow naturally out of your family's experiences. So today I hope to empower you to listen to your own intuition as you work so hard to support your child's needs. My daughter had many scary reactions in her first year that kept us guessing. And even after I began following a strict elimination diet and things calmed down a bit, we still faced many sleepless nights and lots of belly pain. When she was going through a tough time, the family felt that stress too and was forced to adjust to it. My full attention would shift to the baby, and my husband would take over many of the roles I normally filled in caring for our 4-year-old. He would cook her breakfast and put her hair in pigtails for school, and then when things settled down, we would all circle back and reconnect. I believe our experience is typical in that for a while we were stuck in survival mode thinking, and it was hard to be aware of much more than keeping the baby safe and putting one foot in front of the other. For this reason, it seems important to acknowledge that FPIES affects the whole family system. To illustrate this point, I'll share a memory with you. One Saturday morning while I was sleeping off a terrible night with my younger child, my 4-year-old drew a family picture. And she and her dad were bright and strong and healthy looking. And baby sister was kind of squeezed into the side as an afterthought. And I was drawn with half of a head and a lopsided body. So she was really showing me what she was experiencing on the inside. And she felt like she was losing her mom. So it was a real wake-up call for me to listen to her needs and for us as a family to find a way to balance our resources again so that everyone felt taken care of. One thing that helped us through survival mode was giving ourselves full permission to place our children's needs up front. We let everything else go that wasn't about family and health. That meant forgetting any notion of things that made sense for other people's children or what the best-selling parenting book said. We rearranged our lives around healing, and we made no apologies for it. My approach has always been to pay close attention and listen to my instinct about what my daughter needs. For us, this meant taking a very gentle path to healing. She's a strong but sensitive soul, and I felt that exposing her to a lot of intervention would have been way too much for her to process. It was a choice I made for her and also for me. I knew I was using everything I had to sustain her and that I had to choose carefully where to put my energy. If I didn't take care of me, I definitely couldn't take care of my 2 kids. This week my daughter turned 2, and I've been reflecting a lot on how far she's come in the last year. There's so much to celebrate in terms of her healing, and at the same time I've been feeling pretty sad about the impact of FPIES in her life and the limitations it places on our family. I notice this is an important aspect of our work as parents of kids with high needs, to look at our own responses to what's happening in our children so that they don't get in the way of our child's healing. It can be isolating work parenting children whose needs are so extreme, and we need to make room for what we are feeling in order to support them fully. Our kids are experiencing so much in their bodies that they need help naming and understanding so that they can develop images of themselves as strong and vibrant. So here are some tools that might help with that. The first one is name your child's experience for them as best you can. Try to guess about what it is they're feeling or thinking and name that. You can keep it simple. As an example, if they reach for food, you might say, "You really want to eat, and I can tell you're interested." But you can add, "but you're not sure if it's safe because sometimes food hurts your belly." And this is your chance to offer empathy and connect emotionally with them and be with them in their experiences. And they'll definitely let you know when you get it right or when you get it wrong. The second point, notice what parts of you get activated by your experience with FPIES. When stress runs high, what happens to you? It may help to think about common responses to a crisis, like fight, flight, freeze, or collapse. Which of these can you identify with? It's good information and insight that you can use to keep your feelings and healing separate from your child's healing. The next point is when you notice your own worry or anxiety or anger, whatever's coming up, try to make a space to take care of yourself and address that outside of time with your child. So it really is about taking time to take care of yourself. Talk to a trusted friend or family member or speak to a professional. I've definitely had my share of tears in the last few years, and when these moments come in front of my children, I do my best to name them because if I deny what they're seeing, then I deny their reality. And that creates a lot of confusion for them. Kids will make up their own explanations for why their parents are having a tough time, and usually they decide that they're the cause. So I draw a simple context for them and tell them that we're all working very hard to be strong and healthy, and that sometimes that makes mommy tired. And then I try to go to a yoga class or meet a friend for dinner so that I can have a space for myself to ground and feel connected again. The next point is create space for everyone in the family to be heard. This is a big one. As we all know, FPIES creates so much stress on a family system. Try to listen and respect each other even when beliefs and opinions clash, and this is mostly between partners or spouses. Come together to decide on priorities and then try to stick to them. Create a survival mode plan and let go of smaller issues until things calm down. Give other children in the family a chance to have a voice and invite them to process their feelings too, and they can do this through play. A young child might want to act out a play about family with puppets or tell a story, and you can support this by listening and validating what they're telling you. Most kids will not talk directly about what they're feeling or thinking, and this is totally normal. You'll get a lot more information about what's going on for them if you follow them into play. The next point is pay attention to your gut. Listen to your own intuition and don't be afraid to follow that. You know your child better than anyone else, and you're the exact parent he or she needs to navigate through this. I often find that I'm in the role of protector or advocate for my daughter, which aren't typically roles that I would choose. And sometimes it can be uncomfortable, but it really challenges me to be the parent she needs. The next point, adjust family practices and culture to create healthy social practices and make them part of your routines. If everyone at the dinner table is eating the same 3 foods, then a child sees that he's like mommy or daddy and feels that his experience is reflected in his parents. And then the child feels good about himself. The more you can do this, the more your child will develop a healthy self-image. Around the table at my house, we would grab hands to say a blessing, at which point everyone would kind of panic and look at their hands to see what allergens they might be passing to the baby. This communicated to her that, 1, that she was vulnerable, and 2, that there was something for her to fear. So we changed it up and came up with the idea of raising our hands in the air to celebrate while we sing our blessing, and that works for us. Find what works for your family and go with that. If you have older siblings, they can be great at coming up with creative solutions, so involve them. The last point is use language to support healing. Language creates reality, and you can use this to your advantage. Think about what language will tell your child that they're strong, capable, and thriving, and use that. In our house, we use not yet a lot when we're talking about foods that my daughter wants. And we choose that over calling something an allergy because it reflects to her that she'll be able to have whatever she wants in time, and that matches our vision for her. We also acknowledge her feeling it's hard to wait by naming that. We talk to her about taking things slowly and that her body needs time to adjust to new foods. And then we point out different moments in our lives when we experience moving slowly and having to wait so that we can mirror her experience for her. These are 7 strategies that come from my own experiences that I hope will bring you some peace and healing to your family today. Thank you.